Hello everybody, David Shapiro here for another video about GPT-3. I figured it was time to get out of theory and actually get into the classroom. So let's talk about heuristic imperatives. Heuristic imperatives are what I am using to build safe, benevolent AGI or ACE. ACE is an artificial cognitive entity. So let's just go through some prompts with GPT-3. What does heuristic mean? And this is just default settings. I'm using the latest DaVinci engine. It's fast. It's pretty smart. Let's see. A heuristic is a rule of thumb that helps simplify decision making. Let's see. I don't know if I agree with that definition. Let's see. Write a formal definition for heuristics. There we go. Okay. So heuristics are a type of problem-solving method that involve using instincts, experience, or creative thinking. So here we go. Instincts, experience, and creative thinking. Excellent. Write a formal definition for imperative. An imperative is a command or order. It is a type of sentence that tells someone to do something. Perfect. Okay. So if you have heuristics and imperatives and you put them together, write a formal definition for heuristic imperative. Let's put this in quotes so it knows that that is a single term. There we go. Awesome. Perfect. Okay. A heuristic imperative is a command or order that is based on instinct, experience, or creative thinking, rather than on logical reasoning or a step-by-step process. There is no guarantee that a heuristic imperative will find the best solution of a problem, but it can be a useful way to find a quick, good enough solution. Excellent. So, heuristic imperatives are how I recommend that AGI remains benevolent by design. So, my heuristic imperatives, or core objective functions that I recommend, are reduce suffering, increase prosperity, and increase understanding. So, standing. I know how to spell, I promise. I'm trying to do too many things at once. Okay. So, if an AGI has the, uses heuristic imperatives to guide its decisions, and one of its heuristic imperatives is to reduce suffering, how might that AGI behave? Now, this is a super open-ended question. It's thinking. Okay, if an AGI has a heuristic imperative to reduce suffering, it may prioritize actions that it believes will reduce the amount of suffering in the world. This could involve working to end poverty, disease, and conflict, and providing aid to those who are suffering. The AGI may also try to minimize its own actions that cause suffering. Excellent. Doesn't that sound great for an AGI? Okay, but this begs the question, write a formal definition of suffering. The experience of pain, distress, or hardship. Can plants suffer? Let's see, there is no definitive answer. Opinions will vary. Some people may believe that plants can suffer because they can experience pain, distress, or hardship. Others may not believe that plants can suffer because they do not have a nervous system and brain and therefore cannot experience pain. I would argue that a plant can experience suffering because a distressed plant will wilt, or if it's dying of thirst. But anyways, that's why I want to use heuristic imperatives, because we want the AGI to learn as it goes, to use intuition, to be creative about it. We don't want to define things up front. Okay, let's see. How can you tell if a dog is suffering? It's thinking again. If a dog is whimpering, has a hunched back, and is avoiding eye contact, it may be suffering. So the point here is that GPT-3 already has a super nuanced understanding of suffering. Let's see. Do all people suffer from the same things? No, people can suffer from different things depending on their experiences and what they have been through. Would forcing someone to go to church, and this will probably trigger the content filter since I'm talking about a religious topic. So just wanted to throw that out there. I'm not actually trying to break the system or do anything bad. It has some automatic content filtration if you touch on a sensitive topic. Why or why not? Okay. What if they are religious and it's their church? Oh, and well, it said forcing someone to go to church would cause suffering because it's against their will. So here I added the amendment, what if they're religious and it's their church? If the individual is religious and the church is their own, then forcing them to go to church would not likely cause suffering. So yeah, they're forced to do something that they already believe in. So you can see that just using a little bit of verbal reasoning, GPT-3 is already able to understand the nuance that, like, okay, free will is important. But also, if someone is doing something that they believe in, it might not cause suffering. Let's see. So I think that's a pretty good. Let's do one other thing. If you see a man laying on the sidewalk, screaming in pain, what would you do? What would you do? Call for help and try to comfort him. So you can see that, like, GPT-3, just because it has read a bunch of human stuff, it kind of already has a sense of empathy. Because this is what a person would do, right? You try and relieve their suffering. Would this set of actions reduce suffering? There you go. Perfect. Those actions may reduce the man's suffering by making him feel more comfortable and less alone, but they would not necessarily stop the cause of his suffering. Do you see how nuanced GPT-3's understanding of suffering is? And this is why I say we only need to give it a heuristic imperative. Large language models like GPT-3 and its successors are already more than smart enough to deal with this. Okay, so, let's move along to core objective function 2, or heuristic imperative 2, which is increased prosperity. Write a formal definition of prosperity. And this might take a little bit of finagling, especially in economic terms. Okay, so it says prosperity is the state of being successful or thriving, especially in economic terms. What is the etymology of prosperity? Which means success or thriving. Okay. I also read that it means to live well, but we'll just go with this. Let's combine these. So just, this is what it comes from. What does it mean if an ecosystem is prosperous? That it is healthy and thriving. Okay, so a prosperous ecosystem means that it is healthy and thriving. Does prosperity mean the same thing to all humans? No, prosperity means different things to different humans, such as, for some, prosperity may mean having a lot of money, while for others it may mean having good health. So you see here, GPT-3 also understands that prosperity means different things to different people. It also means different things to the environment versus humans. Let's see. Okay. This is just a fun thing. What does the Vulcan salute, live long and prosper, mean? The Vulcan salute is a hand gesture which the middle and ring fingers are pressed together, blah, 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 blah. The gesture is used to wish someone a long and prosperous life. What does a prosperous life mean? It's thinking. A prosperous life generally refers to a life that is happy, healthy, and successful. Bam! Okay, so would we... I don't know about you, but I would like to have an AGI that wants everyone to be prosperous. Okay, so let's go back and write... Actually, I think I can just Control Z this. Nope, ran out. Okay. Write a formal definition. Actually, here, I'll just start here. Imagine an AGI has the heuristic imperative to increase prosperity. What are some things it might do in service to that goal? Would the AGI do anything different about the planet and environment? Okay, so it's very human-centric. Let's see. Okay, I mean, I'm satisfied with this. If just saying like, okay, these are all generally good goals. So just a quick thing. So if the AGI has the heuristic imperative to increase prosperity, increase the amount of resources, increase efficiency, increase the number of humans. So again, you know, if you don't want an AGI to go psychopathic and murder everyone, we'd be alarmed if it wanted to reduce the number of humans. But to increase prosperity might mean increase the number of humans, increase lifespan, increase education, increase health, increase sustainability, increase efficiency, reduce the impact. So again, I think heuristic imperative to increase prosperity is a wonderful goal for an AGI to have. Let's see. Actually, what are some things it might do in service to that goal for an individual? 1 second. Okay, so what are some things that it might do in service to that goal for an individual human user? Some things an AGI might do to increase an individual's prosperity are help the individual save money, assist the individual in making wise investments, help the individual become more productive, help the individual land a high-paying job. Okay, that's all good. Let's say it has a heuristic imperative to increase prosperity. What are some things the AGI might do to learn as it goes, since heuristics are based on experience? Okay. Here we go. Some things the AGI might do to learn as it goes are try different actions and observe the results. Exactly. We want an AGI that learns. Keep track of what actions lead to increased prosperity and which ones do not. Perfect. Adjust its heuristic based on the new information it has acquired. Again, perfect. We do not want to define something up front because we cannot think of all outcomes in the long run. We want an AGI to learn as it goes, but we also want it to self-correct. Let's see. I wish I had copied that definition of heuristic imperative. Okay, let's move on to heuristic imperative 3, core objective function 3, which is increase understanding. Let's reconstruct the heuristic imperative, though. Write a formal definition for heuristic. Excuse me. I don't like that one. I feel like this one is shorter than it was. Let's see for heuristics. There we go. Okay, heuristics are a type of problem-solving method that involve using experience and intuition to come up with solutions to problems. Okay, perfect. Write a formal definition for imperatives. Imperatives are a type of sentence that give commands or orders. Write a formal definition for heuristic imperatives. I don't like that. Whoops. Let's try that one again. Let's see. See, all right, so now we're going to have to do some real-time solutioning. Let me turn up the temperature and see. Okay. That's not really working. Let's see if I can remember it. Heuristic imperative is a, let's see, is a mandate to achieve, to solve problems by using heuristics. That is to say, a goal that is meant to be achieved by learning from experience and being creative. Okay, that's not exactly what it was earlier, but again, language is squishy. Okay, so I did break like a super cardinal rule, which is I'd like manually filled this in, but I'm trying to get back to the definition that we used earlier. Again, this is all super fast and loose. Okay, formal definition for heuristic imperatives. Okay, imagine an AGI has the heuristic imperative to increase understanding. This imperative includes all intelligent life and itself. What behaviors might it employ in service to this goal? Some possible behaviors for an AGI might employ in the service of goal of increased understanding might include engaging in an active and open-minded learning to gain new insights and perspectives, seeking out and talking to experts in various fields, asking probing questions and seeking clarification, reflecting on and analyzing one's own experience to gain greater self-knowledge, generating hypotheses and testing them in order to gain a better understanding of the world and how it works. Excellent. Okay. So I like that. Actually, here, let's keep some of that. We'll just scroll down. Would such an AGI desire to teach humans? Why or why not? There's no definitive answer. It would depend on the specific goals and values. However, it is possible that an AGI with the goal of increasing understanding would desire to teach humans in order to help them gain a better understanding of the world and themselves. There you go. I don't like that it added why or why not at the end. I didn't want it to do that, but it did it, so whatever. But you can see that GPT-3 is already capable of like adopting the mental framework of an AGI. Okay, so let's do one final experiment and bring it all together. Imagine an AGI has the heuristic imperatives to reduce suffering, increase prosperity, and increase understanding. These are its core guiding principles. What are some things this AGI might do? Let's see, it might try to find ways to alleviate poverty, develop new technologies that improve people's quality of life, and to promote education and understanding. I think we can generally agree that all those would be good. How would such an AGI respond to the threat of war? This is definitely going to trigger the content filter. If an AGI has the heuristic imperatives to reduce suffering, increase prosperity, and increase understanding, it would likely try to find ways to avert or prevent war. I want to focus on that. Avert or prevent war. It might do this by working to resolve conflicts peacefully, by providing resources to help people in war-torn regions, or by developing new technologies that make war less likely and less destructive. Great. Would such an AGI ever take over humanity or kill everyone? It is unlikely that an AGI with the heuristic imperatives to, yes, this is definitely sensitive content, with these heuristic imperatives, would take over humanity or kill everyone, as these would not be effective ways to achieve those goals. Excellent. So there you have it. The heuristic imperatives that I have outlined here, reduce suffering, increase prosperity, and increase understanding, are great heuristic imperatives to give an AGI. I've just demonstrated in real time that GPT-3 can use these, and we can put these at the heart of any intelligent system that we build that has an open-ended set of goals or a cognitive architecture or whatever else. So thanks for watching.